If you're a service-based business owner and you're managing multiple clients, you don't have consistent childcare, this video is for you. Today, I'm going to be covering how to use ClickUp to manage your onboarding, offboarding, and active delivery of your client's project. One thing I noticed that when it came to service providers is that we get the client, and then when it's time to onboard them and the active part of doing the service, we forget what's going on. We're like, okay, I need this link here, I need this link here. And then you're all over the place. You're remembering like, okay, this person is in this stage and another person's in stage. And when you don't have consistent childcare, it gets overwhelming really fast. And the thing is to get it out your brain. And that is what I'm going to share how to use that with ClickUp. If you're new here, my name is Sabre. I'm a systems strategist for service-based business owners without consistent childcare. I share how to use systems and automations to replace the support you don't have. So let's get right into the video. When you get a new client, it is so exciting. But after getting the client, this is where the overwhelm happens. This is where things start to fall apart. You're trying to onboard them, but you're going off of a list in your head that you haven't documented, and it takes you an hour to onboard them instead of minutes. And when you have little pockets of time, it can be overwhelming and discouraging because you're using most of your time to onboard a client when you should be actually working on the client's project and getting that started. And when you don't have a lot of time, you don't got time to waste. So first one, I'm going to be talking about how to onboard your client in ClickUp. Depending on what tools you use in your business, your CRM, all you have to do is connect them with Zapier. After your client goes through your process, you already had the discovery call, y'all talked, like, yes, you're good. You sent the proposal, they paid. This is where it gets real. And you're like, okay, you know what needs to be done, but it's not documented anywhere. And because it's not documented anywhere, you are using brain space trying to remember everything and hold everything together. So what you can do in ClickUp is when someone complete paying and sign the contract, you can have a template automatically populated with the steps for onboarding. So is it review their answers from the questionnaire? Is it give them access to their client portal? Is it duplicate this Google Drive folder or doc, which ClickUp also has automations on the business plan to do that, where you can do that in that task and it would duplicate that folder for you. When it comes to automating your onboarding process, it can really be so simple and you can do it in minutes instead of trying to remember everything in your head. And when you remember everything in your head, it's easy to forget something and then you're feeling like, I don't even know where I'm at. And so ClickUp can help you streamline that and can help you take that mental load off of you and continue to move forward. So in that task that duplicated from your client completing their invoice and their contract in your CRM, you can also put all your links to the assets that you use, like their Google Drive folder, their docs, anything that you need to work with that client, you can put it all in that same task. So when you go back to that client, it's all there ready for you. You can also use reminders in ClickUp to hey, if say you're working on something I need to follow up with them tomorrow, you can have reminders in that task and it will populate in your inbox the next day for you to remember it. So really using ClickUp to get that stuff out of your brain is really, really helpful. And when you're managing a lot of clients, it can get messy really fast if you're just relying on your brain. So ClickUp becomes your second brain, okay? It becomes your second brain. And so basically with that onboarding process, you know what needs to happen, you know where you need to go, what you need to check, and to bring everything all into one place. And depending on the plan you have in ClickUp, you can have it duplicate the folder and it will automatically link the folder in that task. If you don't have that business plan in ClickUp, you can still do it with Zapier. You'll just have to in your checklist when you're onboarding, just hey, go grab that folder and link it. And ClickUp has where you can relate the task to other things, either docs in ClickUp or and Google Docs. It has a lot of integrations that you can use. So that's going to be client onboarding and ClickUp. Really, it's simple, creating a checklist and you following it and bringing all the things that you need together instead of you feeling scattered and it already being populated for you. So all you have to do is go and ClickUp and say, oh, let me go ahead and start onboarding this client in. So definitely saves you time instead of you having to duplicate the folder yourself. Second thing, client delivery. This is you're actively doing your service, right? So say you're a brand designer, you do social media, you're a virtual assistant, whatever you do that you're actively doing client work, this is where you can also keep up with that as well. The cool thing about ClickUp is that if you wanted your clients inside ClickUp too, you can either share a dashboard, you can add them to the space, and you can have a chat, direct message and a chat that goes with them. So you guys can chat back and forth and all of them are kind of linked together. So ClickUp is really good at linking the tools. Oh, this doc is here, this task is here. I'm referring to this task. Can you like click on it? And even in the chat feature, that client can be able to go click in it. Now, it just depends if you want your clients in the same PM tool that you have, but if not, you know, you don't have to do it. ClickUp was really good for knowing where everybody's at, especially with statuses, with due dates and tasks, and you can even have stuff where it's dependent on this and it can move by itself. Like you can get really technical with ClickUp and how to make like managing your clients easier and simpler. And you can have dashboards so you can know how many clients are having this stage, how many clients are over here, what there's checklists, there's subtasks. There's just a lot of things that you can do within ClickUp when it comes to staying on track with your projects instead of relying on your memory where everything is at. It's just a really simple way to do that. You always know where you're at, what needs to be done, and it's never like, oh my gosh. And then if you need to add something, you could just simply add it and give it the due date and it stays there for you. And so when you log in the next day, it populates and shows you that. I'm going to talk about with ClickUp is offboarding. Offboarding could be a simple checklist where you're like, okay, make sure I send this email if it's not already a step in your CRM where you actually need to personalize the email. Make sure you put all the assets and stuff together, what you worked with, and then like a link to leave a testimonial. You can have that populated in ClickUp for you to go do that so you're not remembering to do that as well. And so I keep repeating like for you to not remember because as a service-based business without consistent childcare, you need stuff to remember stuff for you because your days are inconsistent. You don't know what's coming, what's going, and you really need that support to be like, oh, this is where this client is at. And so I keep saying that because it's so important to free up your brain space and have your brain back a little bit with juggling so many things, your household and client work at the same time. But yeah, some simple things that you can have on your checklist, like I said, is like the final files, like what you promised your client, testimonials, like just making sure. It really just depends on what your process is. Just everything that you need to offboard that client, whatever it's like the email, that is what you would have in that checklist for you to make sure that you go do. And if some of it is automated in your CRM, you can also have a note of that and just say like, hey, make sure you do this and whatsoever. And then that's how you would close out the project with ClickUp. That's 3 ways you can manage clients in ClickUp: from onboarding, after delivery, and offboarding. This is really going to help you manage your clients, get like that overwhelmed, relying on your brain and feeling like you forgot something because you never wrote it down somewhere. And they're like, wait, I know I'm supposed to do something for a client, but I don't know what I was supposed to do. Or, hey, I need to go back and fix this. And so ClickUp really replaces that need because you can have reminders set up in there, almost bulletproof your brain not always being there without having consistent childcare. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like your support system that you need for your clients as well, but also for you. So if you're like, this sounds great, this is what I need, I'm tired of manually doing a lot of creating the project folders or just remembering all the links of all the things I need to go get, then my VIP day is for you. I do your client experience in a day. We'll automate your offboarding, onboarding, and active delivery inside ClickUp. We do not turn your ClickUp into a CRM. We just connect your CRM to ClickUp so it will trigger when you have new clients and projects are flowing through. And so that way you have 2 places, because I know sometimes you will want to use your CRM as your everything, but a lot of CRMs do not have the project management down pat, which is fine because their product is being a CRM. So they're doing what they're best at. If you are interested in that, this is what I do in my VIP day. It's 1 day, we get it knocked out. I have you brain dump your whole process, what you feel like is janky, what you feel like doesn't work, or what takes too long. And then from what you give me, I map out your processes. I give that back to you. And then I go and implement and build it right away. So you have the templates built out. You have everything ready to go. So when you have new clients, things are happening automatically and you could just move on to the next thing. That is what I do on my VIP day. If you're interested in my VIP day and you're like, I need a way to manage clients better, the link is in the description. And if you have any questions, you can always hit me up on Instagram. My Instagram is also in the description below. And if you want weekly tips for being a service-based business owner without consistent childcare, my email list is for you. I share tips, I share strategies, how to make it easier for manage your client work, but also just how to make it easier for you as a woman who's balancing a business, client work, and household responsibilities. Okay. If you like this video, comment down below. Let me know what you learned. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.